Hey guys, StarBricks here, and today I'm here with my AAT, the tank from the Clone Wars and Episode 1. And today we are joined by Admiral Akbar, who has a special message just for you. No, he can't really talk. He's just a Lego minifigure. But if he could say something, he would say that this tank is built by me, and I wanted to build it for you guys. Because you guys are allowed to use this tank. In fact, if you want, I can leave parts list in the description, as well as make an instructions video, because that is the purpose of this channel, to give out good LEGO vehicle designs to use in your guys' mocks. Because, frankly, the LEGO sets don't look that great. Now, this AAT was designed for scale, detail, and I used the cross sections book and also the website called Wikipedia for my information, as well as scaling details and all that boring stuff that makes it look real. Hopefully, you guys enjoy this video and you enjoy all the detail that I put into it. So let's get right into it and let's do a quick turnaround. So as you can see, this is a fairly simple tank. It has a top section as well as a bottom section. It glides along on little tiles underneath, I think you would say. And it also has a gun on the top and guns on the bottom. And here you can see those tiles as I was talking about before. It's fairly simple in its construction, especially in the bottom. It's just a conglomeration of plates with tiles on top. Anyway, so as you can see, it is a fairly sturdy mock. One thing I really appreciate about this design, not just the LEGO design, but the actual design in Star Wars, is the curves and the dimensions that go into it. Let's take a quick look, again, at the turret. That's what we're going to be looking at next. But first, let's turn this around and get ready. Now, as you recall, this was used in Star Wars Episode 1. I don't believe it was in Star Wars Episode 2 at all, but this is the Clone Wars design. As you can see, it has blue and gray, a little bit of dark gray, and that would be the design from Star Wars The Clone Wars. Now, some of you have been asking about a few tips for designing your own vehicle, so I thought I would give those right now. And one thing that really elevated my building was specifically designing the mock. And one thing I do with that is a sketch with all the functions, like that one, the twirling, and also all the colors that I use, secondary, primary, and tertiary. Let's take a look at the turret now. As you can see, it's a fairly small size. Let's just move this guy out of here. Yes, that's a bit better. Let me fix it, 1 second. So it just clips on quite simply. Yes, it's a very small turret, but it is to scale, and that is one of the main factors that I wanted to have in this tank. Now, there is a pilot or commander, whichever you would like, inside the turret. Actually, I have a regular battle droid, so you could have one of those too. So this is just a simple battle droid. Obviously, he can hold a gun. And that's about it. Now, if we look back at the turret, we can see the tip is actually made of a spear. I was looking at the cross-section books and noticed that the actual gun looks quite a bit like a spear. Now, if we just put the top back on, you can see the two little antennae that they would use to communicate, especially in Episode 1 when they were communicating with the Trade Federation ship. The gun goes up and down. It can go up almost 90 degrees. However, if it's on the tank, of course, that's not going to work because the ground or the plates are right there. So it goes up about 20 degrees, maybe 30 degrees. I would say 45 at the most. You can also see the little round piece that makes it look like an axle is running through, but it's really not. It's just a Travis brick that's holding on to two plates. Now, as you can see on the underneath, there's just a tile. It's fairly simple. So if we take a look back at the tank's base right now, You can see it just hovers right in, I think. And you can see the part where it connects, that stud right here. That is where the top would connect to it, and that's also where it swivels around. You also have some nice red lights at the back. So, of course, we have these guns. They can go almost all the way around, 3/4 of the way. They're just a bit too long to go all the way around. But honestly, why would you need to shoot at the ground anyway? You probably don't need to shoot at the ground, unless you're trying to dig a hole with a tank, which would be highly ineffective. Anyway, they can rotate. They're also fairly detailed. They have the axle does actually run through these guys. And you have this nice power converter, power capacitor, I think you would call it. It has several axes. And then you also have 2 guns on the front, as well as the shield, or whatever you would like to call it. Now, I did not include missiles in this. Like in the actual design, it was too complicated. If we take a look inside, because yes, there is an inside, you can see maybe that there's 3 droids in there. It's kind of dark. Let's take this section off. It's quite easy since it's just bricks. This is actually a fairly simple construction because I made it a few years back. But anyway, yes, you can see that there are 3 battle droids in there now. We're going to make this convert a little bit so we can see a little bit easier. Yes, there's the pilot, I think you would say. And then you have 2 guards, co-pilots, or any kind of battle droids that you would want there. So let's open this up all the way. And you can see that there are 2 guns on the door. I'm going to go ahead and try to get these off. Hopefully they'll come off in one piece. Oh, of course they don't. We'll just put that back. Of course that might happen because the grips on 4L bars are quite strong, which is a good thing in some cases, but not in this case. So now that I fixed that, we can go ahead. Oh, okay. It's gonna take a little more thought. There we go. I fixed it now. Okay, now let's look at the battle droids. These, again, are typical battle droids. The most common. At least the most common I have. And another one just like it. Both folded up in the position. Storage position, that is. And the commander actually sits on a side stud, I think you would call it a bracket. And that is what supports him sitting up like that because he's sitting on a tile. Now the shield does not raise. Sadly, I could not incorporate that feature without it looking inaccurate and out of scale. Let's go ahead and put this all the way back together. And I can tell you a few final things all about this creation. Speaking of this creation, I would say this is 250 to 300 pieces. There are quite a few pieces on the inside, and there are quite a few pieces in the rotating turret. However, they are very common pieces. As I said, I made this a few years ago. They didn't have as many specialized pieces. Will I redo this? Probably. Will it be soon? Probably not. Now, this is a sturdy design. As you can see just a second ago, it does tip back a little bit and forth. A little bit back and forth. And it's fairly sleek. I really do like the curves on this design. Especially that little gap on the very front. I don't know what that would be for, but I do like it. Now we are joined again by Admiral Akbar, this channel's spokesperson. Or am I the channel's spokesperson? The world may never know. But we are joined by him right now with this clear coffee cup. For scale, and also sneak peek a look at another Droideka. Custom, of course. That's probably what the next video will be about, but don't tell anyone I told you that. Anyway, if you do use this design, or if you want to use this design, just leave it in the comments if you need instructions, if you need parts list, and if you do use this, please give credit where credit is due. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out my channel. There are many videos just like this. Subscribe if you would like this video, and also comment. This has been StarBricks.